Hey guys, Mike here with the deck profile of it's a Dino Rabbit deck, and it's very similar to Jack Bruun's when he won YCS Barcelona. There are a few slight differences that really I feel made a big difference, made a big impact on the way I played. I split first with this at last locals. Very proud of that result, and yeah, so I'm gonna go through the deck really quickly because obviously you guys know this very well, and I'm basically just gonna explain certain side deck choices when I do certain things, and hopefully I'll be able to help any of you guys out. So of course we've got the double Rescue Rabbit. Gonna be getting these in German soon. Then you've got your 9 dinos, your 6 vanillas, which is 3 Sabersaurus, 3 Cabazols, and of course the incredible triple Jirac Rabbit. This guy is insane. Having him and Forbidden Lance together just make this deck, I wouldn't say broken, because broken nowadays takes on a different term thanks to the water deck, but this really does add a lot of advantage, and yeah, it's a very good card. If you're running Dino Rabbit, you have to run triple Guaiba, and if you're going to side out all 3 of them. So of course you've got your double tour guide. This is absolutely essential for getting Levier and grabbing back your rabbit, and to complement the tour guide. And they're also very good cards on their own are Sangan and Night Assailant. They're both searchable by tour guide. Got a Neospatian Granville. This guy is a superstar, really gets over a lot of things, bounces back, really annoying these monsters like Gachi Gachi or Zen Mains, and it's a great overall card. You have him and like a Logi on the field, and really it's tough for your opponent to get over that. Then you've got 1 Reaper. This is different from Jack Bruun. He ran 2. Got the other one in my side deck. And I main a Gores, so I basically swapped a Reaper and a Gores. And my main choice for that is just because with other people running Gores and just a lot more high attack monsters later in this meta, I found that this is really helpful to get out, because other than that you really don't have that many high attack monsters. You basically have to go for Utopia. If you want to get over something that still only has 2500, this 2700 really makes it a great card. And then getting onto spells here, we have the incredible 3 Forbidden Lance. This is an absolutely incredible card. It allows you to make very versatile plays. It allows you to torrential yourself and manage to keep your boss monster on the field. It allows you to survive deep prisons, mirror forces, anything like that. As well, it allows you to put out some of your opponent's boss monsters. If you have a Logi on the field and they have like a 3000 beater, you can just Lance it, and that's the end of that. So Lance is really another superstar in this deck. Then we have our 2 main Mystical Space Typhoons. Very important card. You really don't want yourself getting hit too hard by back row. And you have a Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, and Book of Moon. These are all self-explanatory. They are all staples. You have to run them in every deck. Now, of course, this is a macro Rabbit build, and if you're running Rescue Rabbit, or Dino Rabbit, I don't know why you wouldn't run macro. It really doesn't hurt you that much to get into the banners, so really just run macro. It messes with a lot of the meta, and they're just really, really good to have out. I run 2, I side another one, just like Jack Bruun, and basically if I'm playing any deck that macro is good against, I always bring the 3rd one in. Otherwise, I'll just put the 2 away. As well, 2 Dimensional Prisons. This card is too good right now. It basically just puts a lot of things out of their misery, and with Fire Kings coming out with that guy when he gets destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you really just want to be banishing things nowadays. Same thing, double Bottomless. Now this guy, surprisingly, I was starting to take it out of a few decks, but in this one, when I went to locals last week, this put in so much work for me. It would keep my opponent's monster on the field. They couldn't use its effect and they couldn't attack, and it was a huge help because it took up that zone and really won me a bunch of games. So Fiendish Chain is a must. I would not take that out. And you have 1 Torrential. This is another difference. Jack Bruun runs 2 Torrentials, and if you've watched his finals match against Mermels, that worked out well for him. But I just find that the Mirror Force really helps out a lot. With all the swarming and things that this deck, it doesn't swarm very well, Dino Rabbit, so you can get overwhelmed pretty easily if you don't have answers to your opponent. So I think Mirror Force puts an end to that. It's just like Torrential does, but I find the difference is Mirror Force, it makes your opponent go all in, Whereas Torrential, you stop them early on and they still have a lot of their cards left over. Whereas Mirror Force, if they're already all in, you just get rid of everything they have. So then we have going to Starlight Road. I really love having this card. It allows you to be a bad player, basically. It allows you to overextend. It allows you to set 5 back row. It's incredible. Got, of course, Solemn Judgment and the Double Warning. And that is the main deck. It's 41 cards, and it is absolutely incredible. Now going on to the side deck. Here, I'll do it upside down. We've got double Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors. This is more, I guess, Chaos Dragons, Dark Worlds. This works really well against any dark deck, really, and it's just, I think it's very important in a side deck. Then we have the extra Macrocosmos that I was talking about. 2 Dust Tornadoes against anything that has a set, a continuous, or any set cards you don't like Goes in Match, for example. Really important that you have this ready to take it out. So I would side those in as well. This is another difference from Jack Bruun. He has 2 Max C's in there, and I just go for double Kaiser Coliseum. I like Max C a lot, and I'm thinking of switching this out for it. But what I like about Kaiser Coliseum is that although you don't get the same draw power, it doesn't allow your opponent to swarm. Let's say you have your Lagia out and they can go full field, like windups or something. This stops them from doing that, and it's just, I really like this card. Then we have 2 Soul Takers. Any deck that has just kind of 1 boss monster, or just a lot even, that's really helpful to get rid of them. Double Nobleman Cross Out. There are a lot of decks nowadays with that set in cards, any Raikos, anything like that you want to get rid of. Yugias, whatever. Like you don't want your Lagia attacking to Raiko. You can't do anything about it. So Cross Out helps with that. Got the other MST, same reason as Dust Tornado. The Reaper. Double Snowman Eater. This I side in pretty often against a lot of decks. It just allows you to pop their stuff. And it's a 1900 defense. And Double Ryo, very good against a lot of decks. Windups, Prophecies, anything that searches a lot. And it's 1900 beat sticks, so why not? And then the extra deck. Let's go through this really quickly. We have a Tempo. Important to get over those pesky Xyzs. Leviathan, don't make it that often. Papal Operative, I don't make it that often, but when you do make it, it's very good. Dweller, very important to have against Mermails. Cowboy, I don't think I've ever made it. Utopia, only if you have something that's tough to get over. Albertich, same reason. I would usually make him over Utopia, just because it's more useful, I find. They have a 2500 or something out you can't get over, you just bring out him. Double Zen mains, that's really self-explanatory. Double Levier, you need it in this deck. Double Dolka, and of course double Lagia. So, now I'm just going to explain some things, and the main thing that I noticed with Dino Rabbit lately is that a lot of people are saying when you go for your tour guide the first time to go for Night Assailant, and I'm really against this, and it might just be because I won games with Night Assailant, but really I just find this pretty dumb because, I mean, if you're gonna go tour guide on one of your first turns, generally you go for Sangan anyways, just because you want to get your rabbit in hand as soon as possible. So that's one scenario. Then there's also the scenario where you're going for tour guide early and you already have your rabbit banished, in which case you go for another tour guide and you get your Levier to get your tour guide, to get your rabbit back. And at that point in the game, it's your second boss monster. Generally, it's pretty good by then. And this is just an incredible mid to late game card, Night Assailant. I was playing the Water, and we were in time, and it was, I had a full field. I had double Lagia, a Dolka, and some other huge monster out. I don't remember what it was. And basically, they had a Gorz in defense position, and I could not get over it. I couldn't do anything, and we were just going back and forth. I'd run them out of resources, and I was kind of running out. But then I drew into Night Assailant, and next turn I popped the Gorz and just went all in for the attack, and so it won me that game. And I just feel that Night Assailant is too good to be wasted. Some other things are Fairy King Alverdich. I don't see too many people using him. This guy over here. But regardless, I think that it's really important to have in this deck because, for example, things like if you have your double, if they have Gozen match out or something, you can still go into Alverdich because he's an Earth, and he's a really good monster. If they have a strong monster that's above his attack or even whatever, you just detach, and he becomes just incredible. He overpowers a lot of things. Very important card to have in the deck, and I don't see too many people using him, which kind of disappoints me. I don't remember if he was actually in Jack Boone's original build though. Some things I would probably take Cowboy out just because I never made him. Of course, it's the same thing. He's an Earth, which could be useful under Gozen match, and things like that. But overall, yeah, I hope that seeing this deck and a bit of my reasoning behind a few things, I hope it helped you guys out. If you were wondering anything about Dino Rabbit, if you have any more questions, or if you want to see me talk any more about this deck or any other deck that you're interested in, then just leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.